Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, um, let's think. What did we do in the previous part? Um, the mother of all crimes, the monstrous creed. So this is overall part 19, and in the previous part, I started doing Jack the Ripper DLC. And 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 yeah, I started doing Jack the Ripper DLC. I did a couple of side quests, but a lot of them are actually not interesting. And I checked the previous playthrough that I did, and apparently Jack the Ripper is a super short DLC because normally, if I make this quest and another one or two quests related to the main line, after that the game will be finished, which is kind of fast. It's less than, it's like, it feels like 2 hours and a half of an additional content. And it's just, you know, and it's just like, it feels pretty weird. I'm not sure why. Twin brothers are fighting each other? Well, yeah, that's it. Oh, they give us skill points. I need a lot of skill points, but I'm not sure how to get them. I need a fear bomb, why not? And I also need the... Impaled enemies. This thing is pretty good. By looting spikes. And this thing is practical as well, but I don't really need health, but I need the bomb. I need, because I'm using bombs and I need them. I need to have them improved. We can improve large fear bomb pouch +4. That's amazing. And we also have something else, but I don't know where is it. Whatever. The problem is that we cannot really have the best gun or the best melee weapon, because we need to make these activities in order to have them. But these activities are pretty dull. They are not really interesting. So I'm not sure how to do them. And what is the point of doing them? This is what I asked myself in the previous part. And I did those, what, 2 or 3 quests? But I'm just not sure why am I doing them. Purely for the sake of doing them? That's rather philosophical question. So, that's it. I thought letters were more interesting than oh man. I thought letters would be more interesting, but they're actually not. I wanted to try the Whitechapel brothel attack, so we'll see. That's what I'll try to do later. The mother of all crimes. Jake's latest atrocity must be his last. Evie searches for anything the monster may have overlooked, anything that will help her bring an end to the Reaper's reign of terror.
Monster. You damn monster!
Oi! You're not allowed in here! Evie! Get a hold of yourself! Go! Out!
Who is she? Tell me quickly!
Tell you? By what right? I am an officer of the law. I am not a member of your secret organization!
Listen to me! Jacob knows...
No, you listen to me. I cannot cover for you much longer. All the evidence points to your brother, your order, you. You need to deliver the Ripper's head on a spike soon, or I'm afraid there'll be nothing to stop my men from arresting you in his stead.
You'll have his head, even if it costs me mine.
A young unfortunate. My father youngest at 25.
The kettle is still warm.
Miss Kelly was found dead here at 10:45 this morning. Her throat had been cut, and her whole head and body mutilated.
He removed her organs, her heart, her dignity. You want me to see you as she did? Imagine the terror she felt. Do you hurt women just to prove you're a man, Jack?
Well, Mary Jane Kelly.
That is a lot of blood. I can't make sense of these markings from this position.
There is a blood on the door and a strange symbol that resembles that one above the body. The police must have moved the door when they arrived on the scene.
What's this? Jack must have left these markings for me.
My gift to you, Miss Fry. And more to come, unless you do as Jack says. Follow the trail of blood through the looking glass.
Jack wants me to return to the scene of his first crimes. I will do as you say, Jack, until I find you and send you to your own special hell.
What did you discover?
A message for me. The monster is going to lead me right to him, Inspector. I must return to the locations of the Ripper's first crimes.
Don't let your fury blind you, Miss Fry. I would not lose you, too.
If I do die, Inspector, I will take the Ripper with me. Annie Chapman was murdered near a cemetery in Whitechapel.
The mother of all crimes. It almost sounds like it's a reference to a biblical reference to the Babylon. Wasn't Bible saying something about Babylon, the mother of all harlots, or something like that? Yeah, I think it's the Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great, commonly known as the Whore of Babylon, refers to a both symbolic female figure and a place of evil as mentioned in the Book of Revelations of the New Testament. Her full title is stated in the Revelation 17:5 as Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. It almost feels it's kind of funny, right? It's just I feel like we see this light references to the Bible in different video games and movies and TV shows and stuff. It's kind of funny. The more I read the Bible, the more I find this little little references and stuff. It's kind of interesting.
I'm going to have to scare off this lot if I want to investigate in peace.
Though maybe I might be wrong. Maybe it's just they're playing with words, but who knows? The beginning is very similar to what we see in the Bible, see? So I'm not sure, but it might be it.
Someone fought here. This is where Jack ripped the life from Miss Chapman's breast. The second victim of his hideous crimes. He cut off her ring finger. So where is the ring?
The Ripper wounded her again here. She lost a lot of blood, but the injuries were still not fatal. Jack let her flee, only to hunt her down again and again, prolonging her agony.
Where does it lead?
The footsteps suggest that she turned around here, and given the amount of blood lost, she paused for a moment before fleeing again. Did she stop to face Jack, or to find some place to hide a clue? Third powerful strike, which still did not slay her instantly. Jack must have relished her terror, and she watched her life slip
Damn it.
away.
Yet another one.
She fell here, exhausted, terrified, and alone. There was no merciful final blow. Jack must have watched as her life drained away in a pool of blood.
Her assassin ring must be here somewhere. Jack wanted to be sure I'd find these rings.
But I just inspected, no?
What kind of creed cannot protect its own?
This message was intended first for my brother. Catherine Eddowes was murdered in a small square close to the train tracks.
The president of our vigilance committee received half of
I must find the
Miss
location where
Eddowes'
Jack murdered
kidney,
his other victim.
and the Ripper still runs free. Who will catch him?
It was found
What
here
are
on
the
her
police
back.
doing to protect
Her
the
throat
poor
slit
residents of Whitechapel
and one ear
from
cut
this
off.
assassin?
Her
What has the government done? Let us demand the closure
had been drawn
of
out and
all
displayed by some
wicked houses
fiendish
of
design.
sin and impurity in our city. We shall petition our most gracious Majesty, Queen Victoria. But what if our petition falls on deaf ears? Who will avenge the blood of these unfortunate victims? I say...
Well, that was fast. There was a crowd, and now there is nothing.
That is a lot of blood. Signs of a struggle.
Bloodstains and handprints suggest that Miss Eddowes was fleeing on her hands and knees.
This is where Miss Eddowes breathed her last. Humiliated and degraded by Jack. He wanted to punish my brother.
Ubisoft. I love you. Oh man. Oh. I need to make some kind of a compilation of bugs that we see in Assassin's Creed games, because, I mean, I just don't know what to say. Look at that. His mouth moves, but he's frozen. Fair enough.
I should follow these traces. Where does it lead?
She jumped over the disgrace with Jack on her heels. Her wounds were not so deep as to prevent escape.
You monster. You murdered every assassin my brother turned against you and your insane creed.
The amount of blood loss suggests that Jack cut Lizzie Stride's throat here, killing her instantly. Kate Eddowes had time to flee. Yeah, well, I'll stop his suffering. And to be honest, I'm not sure why they made this particular sound when you kill with a hidden blade. It's like, it's not the same sound as we always hear when we kill with a hidden blade, and it feels weird. I'm just not sure. It feels like you attacked the guy with some kind of a, I don't know, maybe not a bottle, but something like that. But it's just the sound is not a, it's not a sound of a knife.
More blood splatter.
Small droplets of blood, but not from the fight. The spatter may come from a small blood-covered object thrown from this position.
Blood splatters.
This spatter is too small to have come from the victim's wounds. The droplets nearest the haystack are barely visible, suggesting a blood-covered object may have rolled or bounced here from another
Her
location.
assassin ring must be here somewhere.
I mean, this wide kind of figures, silhouettes, they look not bad. It's a cool way to integrate the actions from the past without showing some kind of a video or something. Inspect what?
Her assassin ring must be here somewhere. Two
Weird
assassin's
animation.
rings. Jack murdered 2 women here. 2 of Jacob's initiates.
How many more must die before you see the truth? P.S. Your brother didn't listen, so I gave him a double lesson. Your creed failed them, as it failed my mother.
Jack lived around here with his mother as a boy. That's where he's leading me. For Jack, only his mother's death counts as murder.
This is where, it's kind of funny, this is where we investigated that ghost club story, something, whatever, related to the, when Jacob slept here, over there. That's interesting.
What is this place? The Ripper didn't murder anyone here. What?
I was born here, survived the madhouse and learned from the best, until he betrayed me. Come test your creed against mine.
The murder of Jack's mother marks the day that the Ripper was born. And he blames my brother. Blames the Creed for failing him. What's happening to me?
I should thank you, Evie. Jacob inspired Max by his treachery, but it's your memory that inspired today's masterpiece.
He's inside my head.
Where was Jacob in Starrick's den? Gunning my mother. Where was he when they dragged me to the madhouse?
Face me, you monster! Am I losing my mind?
What kind of creed cannot protect its own? A dead creed, that's what.
No! Please! Please!
The madhouse. Lambeth Asylum. Jack lures me through the looking glass.
Ooh, that was weird. Okay, we have 4 more skill points. What does it mean? What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. We can purchase this thing. And we can not purchase anything else. I need this thing, but well, you know what, whatever. I think this is the last mission. Let me see the name of the mission. Family reunion. No, this is probably not the last mission. Or is this the last mission? No, I think this is the last one. Whatever, we'll see. There is some kind of a schematic somewhere, but I need to find a yellow chest. But where's the yellow chest? I don't know. And I'm in a very deep I'm in a process of deep thoughts, about deep thinking about the about those side missions, because I really I'm not sure I want to do them. I wanted to try the brothel attack, but apart from that, other missions are kind of dull. Letters are kind of dull. Slow carriage escape, I don't even want to try that. Cargo hijack. It's like in the main game they added cargo hijack, and those were kind of side missions, but like side missions. Because side missions were, I don't know, Dickens and Darwin and a bunch of other quests. Those were side missions. And cargo hijack and stuff, they were side missions, like small missions. I don't know how can I call them. But here, they upped them a little bit. And so they became side missions. But they are not particularly interesting. What's the point of hijacking the cargo? City of London lost women. What am I supposed to do there? I don't know, and that's the problem. Well, I'll continue with the main mission probably. I'm not sure that. I'll try a couple of quests, but they don't really feel interesting, which is sad because based on what I see right now, based on, well, what we all see, because if you watch it you see it as well, it feels like this DLC was made, I don't want to say that people who worked on this DLC didn't work enough, or they were lazy or something like that, but I suppose it's still because of Ubisoft. I think that individually developers are really giving the best they can to develop a fine product. I think it's corporate decisions managers, directors. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, as I think it's them who ruin the experience for players. And I think, based on what I see, this DLC was a pretty fast DLC. I don't think that they worked enough. They added a couple of tools. They added fear tools, which is okay, but I don't think it's such a complicated. It doesn't seem like they really made some interesting quests or something. Side quests, they feel pretty dull, unfortunately. But that's the sad truth.
Wait there while I sharpen my hatchet.
That's really sad, but they just don't feel any interesting. It feels like they added them just to fill up some space to make us. To make us spend more time in this DLC, but there's clearly nothing to do. I like side missions. I actually started liking them in the over the time. Before I didn't really like them. Before I skipped them, like, I don't know, 10 years ago when I was younger and stuff. But right now it feels like an important part of the game. But side quests, they should be interesting. Like in The Witcher 3 or like in Red Dead Redemption 2. There should be some kind of a backstory. You should understand why it happened and what can you do to change it. You need to make some kind of a choice in order to be involved even more. But here, unfortunately, they probably made this DLC in a month or maybe in a week or something. I don't know how big was the team, but it's just one of the biggest, I feel like the biggest hit or miss situations where they completely missed were the letters. Wasn't that obvious that you could implement letters in the letters thing? See, City of London, Jack the Ripper's letters, dear boss. Yet in the end I did 2 letter missions and they were very identical. You don't see any letters. You basically see people who say, well, yeah, I didn't do much, I just imitated those letters, which is okay. It might be true. Such situations might have existed. It's fine. What bothers me is that it's just there are always people who speculate or who kind of fake certain things, and there were probably people who faked those letters in real life when Jack was, I think, some letters that were sent, and when I watched about Jack the Ripper, certain investigations showed that certain letters were fake. And I'm absolutely fine with it. But there should be some kind of an interesting story. You should show a letter. You can't just make us tail a target, throw a fear bomb, scare the target, and he'll confess that, well, my letter is fake. What's the point of such mission? It just doesn't make any sense.
Now I must erase any trace of my identity. Time to pay a visit to my old doctor. It's time my old nurse paid for her negligence and abuse.
I'm not sure where am I going. Jack can kill normal citizens. That's interesting.
Nurse Whitney will scream for mercy, as I once begged for hers.
I can't leave this awful location. I don't understand it. Wow. How to get lost in the asylum in 3 steps. In 1 step, actually.
Let's show Dr. Archer what a good surgeon I am made.
Well there. Doctor. We need to infiltrate this building somehow, but there are no entry points. Well.
Director Bradford will be happy to help me erase all mention of my stay in the hospital ledgers. Where can I find the director of this madhouse?
Madhouse. Madhouse sounds fancier than asylum. Asylum sounds like you have.
The police mustn't find out I was a patient here.
Asylum sounds like you have psychological problems, while madhouse sounds like some kind of a funny word where some kind of insanity happens.
The police mustn't find out I was a patient here. Where can I find the director of this madhouse? No one must ever know that I was an inmate here. Time to prepare for Miss Fry's arrival. Let's let the lunatics out for a stroll. The more the merrier.
Back to the beginning, eh, Jack? My brother freed you from this madhouse and made you one of us. I can't risk being spotted, or harming a single police constable.
I wanted to say now it really looks like fall, because trees were pretty colorful, red and yellow and stuff, but now it all they kind of applied some kind of grayish filter or something. Or is it because I'm looking from the ground? I'm not sure, that's weird. But things really look grim and awful. They didn't detect me. What do you want from me? Well. Can we scare them? You know, just in case. That was pretty effective. It's kinda... I mean, I suppose they made it on purpose, but police don't have any brutes, so they cannot calm. So no one can calm the regular police guys. So this is actually great, I suppose. And there's a yellow chest that... It's probably too late because this is the last mission, I think. The very last one.
Jack's trail of death continues.
I'll have to kill them, I suppose. I don't have a choice. Ubisoft, nice. Nice, I approve it. Oh, boy, what a massacre. It's not a madhouse, it's a slaughterhouse. Well. But the question, where is the last one? It seems to be pretty far.
More of Jack's games. There must be other messages for me.
You must descend into the abyss to retrieve it.
In the basement. That is where Jack will spring his final trap.
Okay, they're outside. I thought that all these policemen are inside. I wanted to scare them, but no. Whatever. These fear tools are practical. It's said that we didn't have them in the main game, because this DLC feels pretty fast, so you have what, 2, 3, 4 locations during the main quest, and then you only have side quests.
Jacob.
Welcome to the reunion, Miss Fry. There is a sickness in this world, Miss. You think you can kill me that way? There is a sickness in this world, Miss. It made our crew. Still think you can hide from me? Are you cat or mouse, Miss Fry? I lose patience with your child's play. But I am here. I will tear into all sickness, all the rot, and pathetic. Try something else, perhaps.
I'm getting nowhere. I should flee and try sneaking up on him.
That's useless. But I am here now. I will tear into all sickness, all the rot, and shit this city, and rip it out. Jacob thought he could hide from me too. Come out, sister. Join Jack. I lose patience with your child's play. Come out, sister. Join Jack. Hiding, are we? Ha! I learned all your tricks from your brother, assassin. As cowardly and inept as your twin. Are you cat or mouse, Miss Fry? Jacob thought he could hide from me too. Cowering in the shadows, Miss Fry. Still think you can hide from me? I lose patience with your child's play. Are you cat or mouse, Miss Fry? Jacob thought he could hide from me too.
What?
Jack the Ripper cannot die! That woman thinks you're mad! Free yourselves! Kill that mad woman!
I know you blame Jacob for your mother's death, but nothing can excuse the horrors you've committed. Jacob was like a father to you, Jack. You have betrayed his trust and sullied his breed.
Show me your monster assassin! These lads will trample! You are weak assassin!
I am not a monster! You will not make a monster of me! You will not make a monster of me!
We're the same, you and I.
Oh, Jack. You were an assassin, yes, but we are not the same. And that is why your memory must be erased for all time. Rest in peace now, Jack. You and your twisted acolytes. Jacob.
Miss Fry, what the hell happened here?
Nothing, Inspector. Nothing happened here. Trust me. Jack the Ripper's dead.
Inspector!
Now help me, Frederick. No one must ever know that Jack the Ripper was an assassin.
Inspector! The journalists are here! I want those vultures gone this instant, is that clear?
It's over, Jacob. I'm here.
I'm not sure how can they know that he was an assassin. Assassins are pretty... Assassin Brotherhood is pretty... unpublic. It's not like their photos or their actions are publicly available and you can find information about them easily. So how can they know that? It's not like they have some kind of a tattoo on their arms or something like that, you know, that clearly shows that they were part of the Assassin Brotherhood. So that's pretty weird. Or maybe I'm just misunderstanding something or just missing some piece of information. Live by the creed, die by the creed. Right, amazing. But as you can see in as you can see in what I almost want to say that in 2 hours the DLC is finished. If we remove my random talks, if we remove some side missions, I feel like you can finish this DLC in just 2 hours. Maybe even faster. So that's definitely interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Because it's true that... I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's sad that Jack killed people. I don't say that killing people is good. Yet at the same time, such mysteries, and Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jack operated... I'll check it. Let me check it. They say October 1888. So there are 5 victims in total, and he operated in 3 years. They say that the date is 1888, but the end date is 1891. Oh no. Wait, what? Are known as the Canonical Five, and their murders between 31st August and 9 November 1888 are often considered the most likely to be linked. Okay, they all happened in the same year. But why do they say it's a police investigation into a series of 11 brutal murders committed in Whitechapel and Spitalfields between 1888 and 1891 was unable to connect all the killings conclusively to the murders of 1888. Okay, I see. So there were more murders than the original 5. And there are letters, for example. There is so much information on Wikipedia that, I mean, I can spend hours reading that. For example, there is information about letters. I think I saw... What kind of letter? What is the last letter? Dear Boss. And for example, they show that the Dear Boss letter dated 25th September and postmarked 27th September 1888 was received that day by the Central News Agency and was forwarded to Scotland Yard on 29th September. Initially it was considered a hoax, but when Eddowes was found 3 days later after the letter's postmark with a section of one ear obliquely cut from her body, the promise of the author to clip the lady's sick ears off gained attention. Eddowes' ear appears to have been nicked by the killer incidentally during his attack, and the letter writer's threat to send the ears to the police was never carried out. The name Jack the Ripper was first used in the letter by the signatory and gained worldwide notoriety after its publication. Most of the letters that followed copied this letter's tone, with some authors adopting pseudonyms such as George of the High Rip Gang and Jack Sheridan the Ripper. Some sources claim that another letter dated 17th September 1888 was the first to use the name Jack the Ripper, but most experts believe that this was a fake inserted into police records in the 20th century. And then there is the Saucy Jack postcard from Hell, you see? And so we have this Dear Boss, but I don't think that we'll find anything interesting there. I can make it, but it's just... It feels sad. It feels like a missed opportunity, because it's really... These letters, they are very important in this um, in this story, because these letters were written by, well, supposedly Jack, and they play a crucial role in they played a crucial role in the investigation. Obviously, they were ignored back then, but at least partially. Did Ubisoft consider that those letters were super cruel to show them in Jack the Ripper DLC? Or super... to not rate the game with a rating R? Yet at the same time, in any case, we see blood, we see gore, we see violence, we see deaths, we see a lot of bad things in this game, so it's not like the letter would change much, right or wrong? I'm not sure. It feels weird. If in any case you make a DLC about Jack the Ripper, then why not use his letters and showcase them in the game? In any case, you try to implement all these things. I don't know, I got so many questions about Jack the Ripper. Like, they say that the only 5 canonical murders are considered to be made by Jack. Okay, but what is the motivation of Jack? Why did he kill this particular 5 prostitutes and then he didn't continue anything? It's just, it honestly feels weird. I'm not sure what to think about it. Why? Because he kills 5 people and then what's next? What was the final purpose of that? And I'm not sure, and I'm asking myself a lot of questions. I can't find any logic in it. Maybe people who are way better in criminal psychology can explain, but based on what I see, is you make things with a certain purpose, with a certain goal. While Jack killed those
Miss
5
Fry,
women.
I have helped spread the Ripper's terror through my newspapers. Miss Fry, it's about a new Ripper letter. I hope it's nothing but a hoax, but we cannot afford to ignore it.
But humans still do things with some kind of a goal in their minds. They do not do things just for the sake of doing them. Okay, some people might do that. Let's say some people might do that, but the vast majority of people still follow some kind of a logic, even if it's a sick and perverted logic, but they still follow some kind of logic. So if Jack killed those 5 women, what was the purpose of it? Why did he do that? What was he trying to achieve? And why did he stop after those 5 murders? He could have continued. He was afraid to be caught, to the point where he completely stopped that. But it feels weird because he made whole London tremble and then he disappeared the same way he appeared. It's super weird, whole this situation. And I already watched a bunch of videos about Jack the Ripper, and there were some hypothetical suspects, but police couldn't find any evidence to accuse one or another man.
The Ripper's captured the world's attention. Maybe some good will come of it. The East End needs to change. Alright, yes. I know it was not a good idea, but I thought I'd galvanise the public in order to help the poor citizens of this city.
Good public relations. What is that supposed to mean? Police will stop let me make crimes or something? I don't know, you see, a lot of missed opportunities and I just don't know what to think about it. And a lot of information is unknown. Oh man. Well. I'll try the brothel attack and I think maybe I'll stop here. Because those missions are really dull. I don't understand why they didn't show us. I think this is my critique of the game, of the DLC. It's fast, but okay, the DLC might be fast, but you need to complete Jack the Ripper story by adding interesting side activities. But we find ourselves in a situation where the DLC itself is fast, it's like 2 hours or less. But also side activities are completely repetitive. Which is super sad, because Jack the Ripper is a very interesting story. We can investigate things, we can do, just like in the Dreadful Crimes for example, why not investigate certain things? Find some clues or something like that. Too bad. Too bad.
Looks like Lady Oa's thugs have taken over the place.
If you lot lies, all there's a trespass allowed. It's free man here. Cut off all the lies here. She's not allowed in here.
You're safe now.
Another one, and another one, and another one.
You're just Let me go, I beg you! Don't touch me, dear! Get away!
Get down here, you whore lover! I'm gonna skin you alive!
What's going on? I could have sworn she was here. She was here.
There you are!
Break the bones!
There's not one person in this filthy borough who'd have defended us as you have, Miss Evie. Thank you.
Well. Let's see, what else do we have? Slow carriage escape. Not particularly interesting. Lost women. Wanted for murders. I didn't do these things, but I don't... Let's check them. But I'm not sure they'll be very interesting either. But we'll see. I can make this mission probably. Let's see, let's try. Take the memory target captive and bring them to the drop-off point. Yeah. A usual steal someone mission. It's basically what I did in the main game. It doesn't seem to be any different.
You name it. You can get away with murder. I mean, literally.
I wouldn't go around bragging about it. There are plenty of police not in uniform round here, you know.
Bit old to be playing hide and seek, ain't she? Get off me!
Huh. I won't be able to leave this area with him alive. Okay. In such case...
What's happening
We're
here?
going to take a walk, you and I.
In such case, we'll do it differently. I pressed E, I didn't press left mouse button. Oh no, man. Oh wow. Well, whatever. That was an epic mistake. I'm not sure what happened. I pressed E. I'm quite sure I didn't press left mouse button. Why did she kill him? I'm not sure. But after seeing guys running on fences and buildings and getting stuck and carriages flying, I think I'm not surprised at that. What's interesting is that the vast majority of upgrades that we had in the main game, they didn't work here.
How am I going to explain this back at the station?
I don't know. For example, when you try to kidnap someone, they do not try to escape. This perk is clearly not available here. You need to restrain them regularly. I think we tried everything. Walk of Shame I didn't do, but we saw how it works. Brothel Attack is not particularly interesting, you just need to clean the area. What else? Cargo hijacks are kind of meh. Jack lieutenants, we tried to kill them, you just basically need to kill 5 people. These brothel attacks, there is no backstory, just approach the building and they tell you to kill people and liberate prostitutes. Carriages are just carriages. David Jack Emmons, we didn't get any backstory, we didn't get anything, so I'm not really sure what's the point of doing of kidnapping them. Fight clubs are boring as well. I think I'll stop here. There's no sense to continue. This is the end of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of missed opportunities in this game, but I think that I'm not surprised. Back then Ubisoft tried to make, and this is why they were criticized back then, they were trying to make Assassin's Creed games every single year. Clearly didn't work because the quality of content just dropped significantly. So yeah, that's pretty sad. I really would like to make these missions, but they are just not interesting. Just doing things for the sake of doing them. At least the World War I sequence, for example, at least I skipped certain things. No, I did everything. Because we didn't have any side missions, but we had those collect those letters. And those letters, they gave us some kind of a backstory. And it felt a little bit interesting. It gives you the motivation to discover those letters because you discover stories of people. The same goes for the Ghost Club, for example. Different random weird paranormal supernatural stories from London. What else did we have? The Last Maharaja was... It was okay. It's based on Dulip Singh was a real character. He really existed in the real world. He was really friends with Queen Victoria. She befriended them. I was reading article after I completed those missions. I was reading his bio on Wikipedia. And he even tried to go to Moscow and convince Russian Empire to invade India. to kind of liberate it. Yeah, and obviously Russian Tsar, I think back then, he refused to do that. Didn't find any interest in doing that. And yeah, so probably Tulip Singh missions might be interesting for some people who know him better, or maybe for British people who are interested in such things. For me, they were kind of average. I didn't particularly find anything interesting about him. But I suppose the last Maharaja was a little bit longer than all other missions, but they were fine. And yeah, so I feel like this game is... Assassin's Creed Syndicate definitely has some interesting missions. Side quests, mission packs. And Jack the Ripper seems to be an interesting DLC, but only in certain things. There are a lot of missed opportunities. So yeah, I think I'll stop here, yeah, as I said. And that was those were the final thoughts. The dreadful crimes were not bad as well. And yeah, this is the end of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I don't know, I'll continue with some other game very soon. We'll see. That's it for now, ladies and gentlemen.